Congratulations! You have been selected.
Nissan Sentra. It'll keep you moving and connected. Life at the top is pretty good. Sentra, it's a great choice. Shop at choosenissan.com. Click now for great local offers like this.
Okay, testing 1, 2, 3. Good morning, Dominic.
This is Talk on the Air Network.
Warp speed, Mr. Sulu.
The views expressed on Dominic on the Air are not necessarily those of Armstrong and Getty, Clear Channel Radio, AM 650 KSTE, Marshall Phillip, Patches, Vincent Nicholas, Dominic Brasha, Ken Charles, Governor Jerry Brown, Brad Pitt, The Fags, Friends of Armstrong and Getty, Vincent's Mother, David the Border, or White Cat.
5, 6, 7, 8.
Previously on 24.
Guys, Rosie O'Donnell's going back to The View.
Right.
What a call. Dudes.
In the end,
And they always make fun of me saying I'm not a real man because I listen to Broadway musicals and all
Right.
this. Well, who's a real man, buddy? And when you guys were going to quit Clear Channel, you asked who will leave with you. Who will quit Clear Channel and go with Armstrong and Getty? And you know who raised their hand? Dominic Brasha. And, yeah, you know who. What kind of man do you want to be?
right,
Do you want to be a kind of man that does the right thing?
right,
Or do you want to be the kind of man that screams at him to do the right thing?
and then not do
And
it.
in life, you're a weasel.
Right.
That being said,
The following takes place between 9 a.m. and 11 a.m.
hit it!
From California. Live but recorded. This is Dominic on the Air.
Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. I am Dominic Brasha. This is Dominic on the Air. It is Wednesday, July 23rd, 2014. Sitting in with me, my special co-host. Please welcome the one and only Gina Renee.
Good
Hey,
morning,
Gina.
Nick.
How are you?
Great. How are you doing this
Good,
today?
good. I'm a little. I realized that just as we started, Gina,
Mhm.
I looked over and I don't have my script.
Oh no.
So this is what we're gonna do. I'm going to get up and look for my script,
Okay.
and you just like talk for a second.
Okay.
Okay, right? This is like dramatic radio.
Oh my goodness. So when I was driving over here today, I was thinking about the show and how how far you've come along, and how exciting it was to see you on YouTube and getting everything going. I just can't believe how much you've accomplished in such a short amount of time, Dominic.
Well, I got to tell you, I got the script.
There you
Where's
go.
the script? Where's the script? I got it. It's really exciting. I mean, we were just talking to somebody on now that we're on YouTube and
Mhm.
stuff. I mean,
Yeah.
that's a good thing, right? And I'm hoping that more people find us and more people want to see what's going on and blah 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 blah.
Oh, my 15-year-old was so excited to see that you were on YouTube. He's like, "Oh my gosh, he's on YouTube!"
Yeah, well, he should watch because you're on YouTube right now too.
That's right.
You noticed. One guy did call up and say, "Why don't you get better cameras? Get the high def." Okay, wait. We're starting out with these, and then we're gonna go to the high def. We're gonna see if people even want to see this crap. I don't know.
That's right.
People talking for 2 hours. Is this
Right.
something you want to see?
Well, I think it's something you do want to see. That was one of the things I loved about that you brought to the ANG show, where those, the Caffeinated Nation and everything, people are clicking on those and wanting that extra content. That's just bonus content. People want that. They want the interactive experience. They want to feel like they're there.
And they are. They are. And it's exciting for me. The weird thing is that people keep seeing me look over to one side, and that's because I'm directing all the cameras.
Right.
Like yesterday when we had the 30-second movie review, we had on camera this big picture of me and Vince. And Vince is, how like they put the black line over somebody's face so you don't see him? And then underneath it was originally said Armstrong Getty 30-second movie review. And we crossed that out, but it's so obviously, it's like some people, does he know that we can still see that crossed out Armstrong Getty? Yes, so it's kind of fun. You got to have a sense of humor, what's going on in the world, and, and there's a lot of stuff going on that we're excited about, and people should know. So it's just one of those things, as my mom would say. Just one of those things.
Just one of those things.
So what am I doing now? I'm going to tweet something.
Oh.
I'm going to tweet that we're live on the air right now. So I'm going to do that right now on the air.
I'll do it on mine too. How about we do that? We'll tweet together.
Yeah.
What did I do today? I tweeted with Dominick.
There we go. We're tweeting.
We're tweeting
we right
together.
now tweeted people, so people right now can know we're on the air and even watch us on TV. It's so cool, the stuff that people can do. So okay, let me just get rid of that. And there we go. I don't know. I got to tell you, maybe I'm distracted with all this crap I'm doing here.
Right.
I am a little distracted, to be honest. This is a little odd.
There's so many things going on.
There's like things going on here. Well, we've got a birthday. We always start the show with birthdays. Yes. And today's birthday is an actor that I kind of like. Some of his movies getting a little weird. We got a clip from him in this movie called No Country for Old Men.
Okay.
Woody Harrelson is 53 today. And I got to tell you, I went to see this No Country. Or I missed something, but I didn't get this movie. And this is a movie. This is the greatest movie. We love this movie. The greatest movie. I didn't get it.
Wasn't it also stage play?
I don't know.
Or am I thinking of a different one?
I think you're thinking of a different one because this is about some guy running around killing old people, killing people.
Oh, that wouldn't be a stage play then.
It wasn't like. I wasn't too thrilled with the movie, but it's his birthday, and this is him a scene from No Country for Old Men.
How do you know he's not on his way to Odessa?
Why would he go to Odessa?
Kill your wife. You're not cut out for this.
You're not cut out for this. And he's got that show on. They have a show now, I think, on HBO with him and Matthew McConaughey, and they solve. And I'm like,
is it any good? I've heard good reviews about it, but right now, anything Matthew McConaughey is in, it's like, oh, he's just perfect. He's wonderful.
It's very hard.
Which he is really good, but still.
It's very, very hard to say. Do you like shows with lots of violence?
No, I've been trying to. At work, I got him to watch a particular show, and he said, well, then if I'm going to watch this, and you've got to watch Walking Dead, and I hadn't been interested in it at all, and so I tried to watch the first episode.
She tried to get you to watch Walking Dead?
It's so gory. I mean, the first opening scene of the very, spoiler alert, the first opening scene of the very first episode, he shoots a kid in the head, and you're like, oh my gosh.
Well, here's the question. Was the kid a zombie? You're allowed to shoot zombies.
Yes.
You're allowed to kill a zombie.
It was still creepy.
Oh, you're right. Okay. So it's kind of real violent, and I like him from I liked him on Cheers. I liked him from The Hunger Games.
Yeah, he's good in Hunger Games.
But there's No Country for Old Men. It's weird. And then this Matthew McConaughey show we're on, Vincent and I, we reviewed it on the 37 movie or television review, and Vincent said something really odd. He said, before we were doing it, he said to me, what did you think about that last scene when they look up and they see this huge spaceship? And I was like, what? What spaceship?
Miss it?
I thought, I actually looked, watching the show, and I see this for 1 second, the guy looks up, and you see like this mothership spaceship, and then you cut back to him, and I said, because this show is like a gritty, true story. It's like they don't. It doesn't even give you an idea there might be any science fiction in it.
Right.
So I didn't know what Vince was talking about, and he showed me the clip. And for some reason, at the end of this movie, when they solve the case, they talk about something, and they look up, and there's a big spaceship over them.
Right. I got into that show, Resurrection. I think you were going to watch it. I don't know if did you ever get the chance to watch it?
I watched a few, and then
You got bored with it?
No, they stopped it. They took it off the air.
Well, they got to I watched the whole first season, and
the first season's over already?
Yeah, first season's over with, and it was pretty interesting. It had an interesting premise, and I kept kind of waiting for it. It had some pretty good, decent acting and kind of good storyline, and then all of a sudden, again, spoiler alert, the very last episode of the first season, you find out there's some sort of science fiction thing going on because he's got some sort of mark on his neck, and there's these helicopters coming in. So you're
wait! I didn't see this. I don't know why I didn't see this, and I've been watching the show.
Okay.
I watch the show all the time.
Okay, so you got to see it.
Because what happens is I set my machine to record these shows, and Resurrection was one of the shows I was liking, and then I said to myself, well, where is it? Where is the show? It just disappeared.
Okay, well then you got to go back and watch it because I thought it was intriguing. It has sometimes shows take maybe a season and a half to get going.
Yeah.
Unfortunately they get cut sometimes before they're fully get going, but many successful shows. Seinfeld was a flop. Friends was a flop the first season, so you never know.
Hey, Dominic on the Air has been a flop so far.
No.
Thousands of people listening and only 100 subscribing. I don't know.
I know the subscribing part. I don't know.
I'm very excited, but because I was just talking to somebody and they're like, "Well, how do you like?" I said, "I really am enjoying the show." And then we keep growing and adding things, and it's different with each. The show actually is different with each co-host.
Yes.
Like you're. Is a different dynamics than when me and
yes,
and then
slightly,
and then and then and Kevin's talking. Kevin, we talk about his girlfriend's butt, and that's weird. And then it's different. So it's different every day, and I think it's kind of interesting, and I kind of like the blend.
Yes, I know. I got deemed the goody. So I thought that was pretty interesting.
Yeah, goody.
I thought that was pretty funny. I thought, it's so funny how. Because there's old Gina, who has a whole story, a whole past.
Right.
And because Gina grew up and is put away her childish ways, now she's a goody. I think it's hilarious.
Okay. I'm just trying to figure out what.
But I'm okay with it.
I'm trying to figure out what childish ways you put away. Yeah, you're an adult. I see the hardest time with these parents and friends I knew who like big old smoking pot all the time, pot. And then they have these kids, and they're like, they won't tell the kids they smoke pot, or they lie about it.
My kids know all my crap.
Really?
I have told them, especially my oldest one, he knows everything about me. Because as they've gotten older or situations come up, I use my own life experience to speak to whatever they're going through or whatever they're trying to do or whatever. Just like, look, I've already learned this. I've already done it.
What would be one of the most unique experiences you had that you're over with, but that you told your kids or you were afraid to tell your kids or that you might shock us? What would shock us to know about one of your experiences?
In modern times, none of my life would really be shocking, because I it was before, thank God, social media and stuff happened after I was stupid, because there's no evidence of the things that I've done, so that's great because I would have been the stupid, the young people who post everything,
I'm amazed at how what the law is. These girls who go to spring break and they pull up their shirts and they're showing their tatas,
right?
And then they try to sue somebody because somebody is taken this picture and put it on the internet. Well, when you're in public and you do something crazy like that, people have a right to videotape it or take pictures of you.
Yeah, you have no privacy. I don't know why you thought you didn't. You did.
One of the things that's kind of weird is I remember living when I was living in Las Vegas, and one of the big stories was the fact that some went to the neighborhood park and was just taking picture of the kids playing.
Right.
And people were like, what the hell? What's going on? They tried to get him arrested and anything, and they would, like, I even knew there's no law
Right.
that says you can't take pictures if you're in a public park.
Right.
The fact that he's taking pictures, we always got the
Could be
thoughts.
creepy.
Could be creepy.
Mhm.
Could be he likes the way kids look. He likes the fun playing. He enjoys that. Could be he's trying out his camera. Who knows?
Yeah, it could be trying out. I think I try to err on the side of caution, on the side of maybe he's not a creep. If he's not a creep, then maybe he's trying to set his reel up or something and getting some footage or whatever.
Yeah.
But the deep inside of me, I go, he's probably a creep.
Yeah, and that's like human nature. But it's like when you're in public.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I love these stars who start screaming, I decided to be a movie star. I'm making $20 million movies, but my kids have nothing to do with it. Don't photograph my kids. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I understand they don't want their kids photographed.
Right.
The thing is, when your mother and father are the king and queen of England, you're Prince Charles, they're going to take your picture.
Right.
That's a disadvantage.
Mm-hmm.
When your parents are Tom Cruise or John Travolta or Faith Ford or one of those other stars,
Brad Pitt, Angelina Jolie,
they're going to take your picture. But the thing is, those kids lose a little bit of their privacy, and I feel horrible.
Right.
Oh my goodness, they're taking little toddler's picture. Oh my God. But that kid's being raised with nannies, being raised with always having food in his stomach, with a beautiful house, first care medical treatment. So you take some poor lady living in a ghetto, and you say, okay, listen, we're going to give you huge house, we're going to give you health care, we're going to have nannies help you take. You're going to go to the best schools that could possibly have.
Right.
The only bad thing is when you go out in public, some people are going to take pictures of you.
Yeah. You just got to raise them to know that. Well, if you look at I think a couple of Hollywood people, they seem to handle it better. I think Johnny Depp is one of those guys that handles fame really well. He invites his fans. He embraces them, and so because of that, I think that's why the media doesn't come after him.
Yeah.
Which is just some interaction and a little bit of tidbit. They're able to.
Well, I just talked to someone about this the other day. I mean, it's like in the radio business, there's certain people in the radio business, and they hate it. They hate meeting people. They hate talking to people.
Yeah.
And it's like, dude, this is one of the cool things, to meet people, to talk to them. I've made friendships from people listening to the show.
Right.
I don't really understand what the big hurrah is, but I guess there is an hurrah. But these are just kind of with when you chose a profession where you're speaking to the public. So once in a while, the public is going to want to come up to you and say, "Hey, Dominic, how you doing? I'm really really great to meet you here." Gina, we got to take a quick break. We will continue. Got a lot of stuff to talk about. Obamacare, fun stuff.
Yep.
Odd news.
Great stuff.
Stay tuned. We'll continue. Dominic on the air. Okay, I've got something cool to tell you about. Mother and daughter, they come from South Africa. They set up a website so you can buy really cool stuff. It's called UNIIK Stuff. You know me, Dominic. I can hardly pronounce my name. I would say Stuff. Just go to UNIIK Stuff. They go around the world to find really, really cool and interesting stuff. You buy straight from them at excellent prices. Neat gifts at amazing prices. It's boutique things without boutique prices. What do they got? Jewelry, stationery, kids' hats, watches, lockets, and hundreds of more things. If you don't know what you want to buy somebody for a present, go there, look around. You might find just what you need. It's called UNIIK Stuff. UNIIKSTUFF.com. The link's at DominiconTheAir.com. Just go to links. UNIIK Stuff. Gifts that are delightfully different. New advertiser. They say they can help you get unlimited cell phone service free and get paid helping others do the same. Go to ilovefree4g.com right now. The best kept secret in the $210 billion cell phone industry. This is a secret so powerful, it allows you to get unlimited cell phone service for free each month and get paid helping others to do it. Free unlimited calling, texting, and internet access on a nationwide multi-billion-dollar 3G and G network. How much money would a free cell phone service save you? But remember, they say they're also talking about you getting paid sharing the savings with others. Sounds too good to be true, but they say it's not. To get complete details and watch their online video at ilovefree4g.com. They say it's time to stop paying your cell phone bill and start making some serious money. Go to ilovefree4g.com. Dominic here for a special petition I want you to sign. It won't cost you anything. I gotta tell you, I'm puzzled why the people who listen to the show don't sign the petition. It's for a great cause. It's a lifetime exemption from personal income tax for people who win the Congressional Medal of Honor. Now, there's only like 73 of these people. These people have risked their lives. Some of them have lost limbs. It's very, very hard to win one of these things. Everyone's a hero. I know movie stars are a hero, but these guys are true heroes. Go to DominickOnTheAir.com, click on links, and sign the petition. It'll take you 30 seconds. It'll cost you nothing. It's really a nice way to show you support the troops, that you support America. Now, everybody coming back from the war is a hero, but the Congressional Medal of Honor winners, they went above the call of duty. Please, I'm asking. Go to DominickOnTheAir.com, links, click on sign the petition. Thank you and God bless. Hi, Dominick Brasher here. You know I love fantasy and science fiction. Well, I want to tell you about a great new book, The Defenders of Reality. You know, authors plus review call The Defenders of the greatest fantasy series since The Lord of the Rings and The Chronicles of Narnia. I love those movies, and I love the books. International best-selling author Davison Howlett has brought readers back to the traditional roots of true fantasy and fiction through his latest book, The Defenders of Reality. Let me tell you about the book. The Defenders of Reality is full of action and excitement for all ages, 9 to 99. Or you just want to delve into the world of amazing adventures. The Defenders of Reality is available wherever fine books are sold. Available online at barnesandnoble.com. Visit author Davison L. Howlett at davisonlhowlett.com. Buy The Defenders of Reality today.
Back to Dominick on the air.
Now at McDonald's. Move over, Dollar Menu. We've got a bunch of grub that's even cheaper. It's the floor menu with all sorts of filthy foods, like the Big Mud, 2 all-beef patties, special sauce, and mud that's been tracked in from the parking lot.
This filet of lint really hits the spot.
Are you going to finish those 5-second rule fries?
Why don't you crawl around on the floor and get your own?
And don't skip the dessert.
The dirt shakes are made out of real dirt.
I got mine with bits of broken glass.
The floor menu, only at McDonald's.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, jeez. Oh, man, is that wrong? That is so wrong. They shouldn't be doing stuff like that. Dominick Brasher, Dominick on the Air with Gina Renee. Let's go to the phones. Hello, you're on the radio.
Mr. Dominick Brasher, it's Jay from Marysville calling from beautiful California. How's it going?
It's going wonderfully, Jay. How are you doing?
Well, sorry, I'm a little late to your podcast today because I was going to state my opinion on a topic on another radio station that rhymes with strong arm and Letty. Anyhow, I was put on hold for about 34 minutes and then told they changed topics. So I just wanted to let you know that I'm a little teed off, but I decided to call my good buddy Dominick and tell everybody to subscribe to his podcast.
Well, you gotta realize that they have like tons and tons of audience and tons of callers. Where we get like 5 calls, 3 calls a day. So we're still trying to grow like them, because as soon as we get big enough, Jay, we're going to be hanging up on people. That's
right.
That's right now. No, but I know what you're saying, and sometimes that just happens, and what are you going to do? But again, best morning show on in Sacramento is the Armstrong and Getty Show. Go listen.
Well, for now.
Well, God bless you,
For
Jay.
now.
God bless you, buddy.
See you, Jay.
Dominic, you have a great day.
Okay.
And take it easy.
Thank you.
And subscribe.
Okay, subscribe. Thank you very much.
He's so nice.
He is. I don't know what that. Oh, we're talking about McDonald's. McDonald's has been in the news recently because big scandal. I think in China they had like videos of some of the food falling on the ground.
Right.
And they just pick it up and
put it back on.
Put it on. Well, if they would just do this, if something falls, you just pick it up, kiss it up to God.
That's right. Kiss it, God.
Put it. I wouldn't mind.
Where I grew up in South Sacramento, and we had lots of kids in our neighborhood, and there were kids like that who would, God made dirt don't hurt, kiss it, God, or they would like.
Really?
They would.
Wait, one more time. God made
dirt.
What?
God hurt, so dirt don't hurt. And I would just look at them. I remember being really little, thinking, that's stupid.
Yeah. Yeah.
And the other kids, they eat the dog food, or they would drink gutter water.
They would drink gutter water. What kind of freaky neighborhood?
I don't know.
You would drink gutter water. Were the kids hungry?
Maybe they were. Maybe they're thirsty and hungry.
Oh my God! You come from a neighborhood where the kids are so hungry they're eating dirt and drinking water.
Yes, it was sad.
Where was this place?
South Sacramento.
Oh, okay. Now it was South Sacramento. Now I understand. People still ask me, "Am I in North Sacramento, South?" I have no idea where I am.
I think you're the Arden area.
And then I get mad. People, they try to give me directions. I'm like, look, don't give me any directions. Just give me the address. I got this thing called the GPS. Have you heard of the GPS?
Yes, which you use everywhere.
Oh, yeah. I use it to go throughout the trash. And I use it because Gina, I got to tell you, I like that voice talking to me.
Yeah.
Saying, oh, coming up. I know I got to make a right, but sometimes you're sitting there daydreaming or something. And now I'm doing this new thing, which is really weird. I'm listening to the podcast. So, and I swear, I'm going to get something to eat now. Listening to yesterday's podcast on YouTube or whatever it is on, and I'm like, I can't get out, because if I get out, I'm going to miss a part. And I was like,
there's a pause button.
I did
you hit the pause button.
See, I know. I'm still learning about the pause.
That's what I love about podcasts and stuff. I tried desperately to listen to a news station this morning. So I was like, okay, well, I'm not sure what Dominic's going to be talking about, so I'll try to get kind of abreast of what's going on. I kind of watch news here and there, but I don't watch a lot of it because it's depressing.
Right.
So I was trying to listen to him. There's so many commercials, and I guess I'm so used to listening to things via podcast that I can just pause it when I want, and I don't have to go, and I can buzz past through commercials if I don't want to hear it. And so it's like, oh my gosh.
Okay, this is a debate I have about buzzing through commercials.
Okay.
I have this guy, and his name is Dennis Prager. I think of him as a rabbi. He's a really cool dude, nice guy, smart guy. And Dennis believes in his way of looking at life morally is wonderful to me. Like, he believes the death penalty is a moral thing, and he'll explain to you why it is. And I've agreed with him on so many things. But he says, when you videotape a television show or now a radio commercial comes on and you fast forward through it.
Yeah.
And Gina, that is a form of theft.
Really?
Yes. You're not paying for the service.
Oh.
You see,
but I'm a subscriber, so I am.
Oh, no, our show.
Yes.
But the shows that you're not, on our show, subscribers. But the shows you're not, these shows are paying salaries, everybody, and because of these commercials. And you have a moral commitment, Gina, Renee.
Okay.
To listen to those commercials.
Okay.
What do you think of that?
I can listen to. Okay, like with yours, you have multiple different commercials.
Yeah.
When I listen to another local podcast, they play the same one over and over and over until it drives me nuts. So I can't take listening to the same one over and over.
You're not sick of the petition one that we...
No. You have multiple different ones.
Yeah.
But you're not doing Griffin and I care at each marker. And even when it goes from one hour to the next. You're not doing that. You have multiple different ones. So that's different than, okay, I've already heard this. I've already heard it 20 times. So yes, I gotcha.
I'm looking up right now to the Lord. I just pray, Lord, that we have this problem in the future.
Yes.
Where we have so many commercials. Like on Armstrong and Getty, we had so many commercials sometimes. It's like, well, there's too many commercials. But that's good.
Right.
That's how you
pays the bills.
That's how you can afford a multi-million-dollar house.
This is true.
And
this is true.
You know, but yeah, I know what you're saying. I know.
Well, then what we need to start doing in your studio is product placement.
Yes.
So then they're still getting the advertising that they purchased.
If you turn around right now, there's a big TV behind you.
Yes.
So I think I should get another big TV sent to us because.
Yes.
Yeah.
That would be really good. You could put something there where the on the air is that has a ticker tape thing running.
Yes. Well, I got to notice everything's like shaky today. So I don't know. Yesterday things weren't shaky. Today things shaky. I think you're a jinx.
Oh,
I think you're
sorry.
jinx the show.
Well, you remember I'm technology challenged, and I have some sort of aura that does stuff to electronics. Remember? My husband told you that.
She did. We got to get your son Leo over here to show him how to get everything working. One of the big stories, and everyone's talking about this Obamacare thing. Yesterday, it was the court ruled something that's going to hurt Obamacare.
Right.
And then a few hours later, they ruled they went back and not going to hurt Obamacare, and all this is going crazy. And it's about having a 2,000-page law that nobody read.
Right.
And then when
nobody
read it, when people read it, they go, wait a minute, the states have to pay this and do that, and they got to join up, and it's voluntarily. And some states say, no, we're not doing it, we're not blah blah. And then what happens if the states don't join? Obama just made up a law saying, well, and the IRS made up a law saying, well, you know, the government, the federal government will pay for it if the states don't do it. And this is what the whole case is about. Can you do stuff like that? Once on the panel of appeals that covers Washington, D.C. ruled 2-1 that subsidies were and are illegal. The other side, 2 hours later, ruled 3-0 that they are legal for people who buy plans on health care, which the federal government operates in 36 states.
Right. And I don't see how they could be legal because, in a sense, it's taxation without representation. In a sense. I'm not a lawyer. I don't know all that stuff.
Right.
But in a sense, it is. They voted
Hold on a second. Sally, get Tim the lawyer on. Yeah. Okay, just a second. We'll let Tim the lawyer.
Yeah, that'd be good. That'd be really good because then he can tell us about, especially constitutional law or something. But yeah, they passed this without anybody having any approval. The voters didn't want it. All the surveys that went out, nobody wanted it, and they passed it anyways. And so I'm glad that they're coming after it. But I've been in healthcare for over 20 years, and I have strong opinions about the affordable healthcare.
But how do we straighten this out? Because I know people are like. People like, we've got to stop this Obamacare, but is there a way to fix this, or is it just impossible for people to have not have this service, have health care?
Okay, so 2 questions there. The first one is, can we stop affordable health care? I think there's nothing more permanent than a temporary tax applies to this. It's nothing more permanent than a temporary or whatever, or a new government program. Once that train's rolling, I don't see it stopping. It's going to take a revolution or something to get it to stop. However,
it's like trying to stop Social Security right now.
Right.
Can't do it.
Yeah, you can't.
Can't do it.
And Social Security is important. That one makes sense. You pay into it.
You not to our libertarian friends.
I know. Well, and I am a little bit libertarian in the sense that
so am I. People don't realize that
you can have a balance.
A little bit, it's just I don't want to go crazy with it.
And but the other thing is, on what can we do about the healthcare issue? What they could have done, what they should have done, because I've done Medicare and Medi-Cal billing for over 20 years. All they had to do was expand the 2 programs that they currently already run, which are riddled with fraud and riddled with over-administration and all these high mucky-muck who make a lot of money. They could have changed that program. They also could have changed some laws to make sure that there weren't, they could have enforced laws with private insurance companies saying no pre-existing conditions, you have to insure them and you can't charge them a fortune. They could have done that. They could have just changed some laws and opened up and raised the poverty limit to be more encompassing of people that could have insurance. They had to do. They already have a system. Why do you have to develop a 3rd system that's going to have all these administrators, lots of fraud, no one knows how it runs, no one knows what to do with it?
You're exactly right. So this is what this show's about. People sitting around talking what's going on in the news and giving you wisdom. This is wisdom.
And not just a bubblehead.
We'll continue. He's not wearing 2 shoes. Dominic on the air.
Fly, fly like the wind. Let everyone know we sell chairs with or without cushions.
Albert, why are you standing on the roof talking to yourself?
That's not to myself, Jan. It's to my pigeons.
Your pigeons?
My carrier pigeons who carry my ad message. We sell chairs all over the area.
You have carrier pigeons?
Jan, don't poop there.
Excuse me?
Jen the pigeon.
You named a pigeon after me?
Yeah. She's a pooper.
Have you thought about using radio to advertise?
That's goofy. Who listens to the radio anymore?
91% of all adults, 18 to 64, listen.
91%?
And radio is an excellent way to drive people to your website and get more likes on social media.
Well, carrier pigeons are very up close and personal.
Radio is super personal because it speaks directly to your customers in your car, at home, at
Yeah,
work.
but can radio sit on your head?
No. They can't poop on your head either. Incoming!
Advertising on the radio works. Go to DominiconTheAir.com. Click on Buy Stuff, and we'll tell you how to advertise. Okay, I've got something cool to tell you about. Mother and daughter, they come from South Africa. They set up a website so you can buy really cool stuff. It's called UNIIK Stuff. You know me, Dominic. I can hardly pronounce my name. I would say Stuff. Just go to UNIIK Stuff. They go around the world to find really, really cool and interesting stuff. You buy straight from them at excellent prices. Neat gifts at amazing prices. It's boutique things without boutique prices. What do they got? Jewelry, stationery, kids' hats, watches, lockets, and hundreds of more things. If you don't know what you want to buy somebody for a present, go there, look around. You might find just what you need. It's called Yuki Stuff. UNIIKSTUFF.com. The link's at DominiconTheAir.com. Just go to links. UNIIK Stuff. Gifts that are delightfully different.
You tired of being tired? Sick of being sick? Fed up with being a fatty? I know I am. Good news. Pop Mockers is here for you.
We're a low-calorie, non-GMO, constantly monitoring our carbon footprint podcast alternative for today's smart, well-educated, non-knuckle-dragging listener.
Gluten-free, too. Okay, no, we're not anything like that. But if you like having funny things happen in your ear,
you're going to need to rephrase.
If you like laughing, check out popmockers.com.
It does matter if you subscribe. You can still listen to the show for free, and I guess that's okay. But if you subscribe, not only do you get to hear the show, we're sending special videos to the people who subscribe. Wacky videos we're making. We're giving discounts to certain places of business, and you get our special secret newsletter. You don't get that unless you subscribe. So, if you want the whole story, more than just what you hear on the radio, you want to know what's going on behind the scenes, you want to see exclusive videos just made for you, listen to Dominic on the Air and subscribe. We've expanded to 2 hours, special videos of what goes on behind the scenes, and also coupons and discounts, and it's less than 23 cents a day. You don't have to join, but you really should. Go to DominiconTheAir.com, DominiconTheAir.com, grab your wallet, and go to Dominic on the Air.
Back to Dominic on the air.
But I was getting around to a 105-year-old woman. See what I'm talking about. There's more news about older people. 105-year-old woman in San Diego threw out the first pitch of the ball game. Wow. And it's great to see Barbara Walters is still out.
Dominic on the Air. Gina Renee sitting in with me.
Good morning.
Good morning. Wow, that's kind of like, that's cruel. So, Barbara she's the one responsible for this Rosie O'Donnell coming back. So.
Oh, is she?
Maybe yes, her show.
Right.
And, what more do you have to do? Rosie, when she quit the show, she vandalized her dressing room. Yeah. She went in the hallways and put mustaches on people. What more do you got to do?
That seems a little unstable, don't you think, to have that kind of behavior?
Well, she's when she first started her talk show, I was very excited about it, and I was like, but there was something didn't seem right with me, and I didn't know what it was. it could have been two things. It could have been that she's a mean, like people were telling me working on her show, she was a very mean, rude, bitchy person.
Right.
But then I also know she tried to make up for it. Like if she came in and was bitchy at you, the next day she'd send you flowers or other things.
Right, right.
And or maybe it was because that she had this lesbian attitude, and she was trying to hold it back. I'm thinking now that she's openly a lesbian. When I saw her on The View, she's more. She seems more relaxed.
Right.
Not always having to like talk about sleeping with Tom Cruise and all that.
Yeah. But maybe it was also that, you know, being I know when I was heavier, I was more irritable. And so, you know, because
so you're saying because she was fat, she was irritable because she was fat?
You know, it's harder to move, it's harder to breathe, you feel uncomfortable in your clothes, so you're a little agitated all the time. I know I was all the time. So
you were fat?
I was much heavier. I have my before picture. I keep my wallet so that I'll put the cookie down.
Right. Well, you're not supposed to school.
5'8", and I weigh 155 pounds.
You're not 5'8".
I am 5'8".
I'm 5'8". You're taller than me.
I'm 5'8".
You're not. No, you're not.
Maybe am I already shrinking at 43?
No, I don't know. You're 5'8".
I got stenosis.
Wait. Okay, I don't know. I because I'm finding out that I'm shorter than I thought I was. I thought I was taller than this, but
where's the measuring tape? Let's do that.
Get it out of there. I don't know. I just Barbara Walters. I love her and everything, but when I hear some of the stuff that she's done behind the scenes too. As a matter of fact, when I was in Denver on the morning show, I was in Denver, I wasn't doing mornings, but the morning show host, this would drive me crazy. They hired him because he worked for CBS News.
Okay.
Couldn't hold a conversation. They didn't know what they were going to do with the show, but they hired him. He was a nice guy, but you know, he was a reporter and blah, blah, blah. And he worked with Barbara Walters a lot. And off there, he'd say he'd say she was a bitch.
Wow.
So I said to him, why don't you come on my afternoon show? So he came on, and I said, is there anything you don't want to talk about?
Right.
Said, no, I'll talk about anything. So I started asking about Barbara Walters. And he's like, well, and but this is to me the worst sign of a morning show host. This guy has this great show in Denver hosting a premiere morning show, and he doesn't want to say anything. And he's like, well, you know, and I know off there he's telling me, well, he's horror stories. So he's like, well, you know, she's, you know, and she tries, and she's the first woman, so she like really cares, and because she's the first woman, you know, we get the first woman, and I'm like, come on, what is? And then he said, okay, you want to know the truth?
Oh no,
Barbara Walters is a bitch.
Wow.
And he said it, and then he went on to talk about Barbara Walters.
Wow.
Well, one of my
how long did he work after that?
No, he because it was a Denver station.
Oh, okay.
And, you know, and they don't care if you call Barbara Walters that. He wasn't longer working for ABC. Had a nice retirement. Great guy. Here's the thing. One of the people who are the listeners took him saying Barbara Walters is a bitch and made it into a rap song. So about a month later, he comes back on the show, and I said, I don't want to. Have you heard this song that one of our people made? He goes, no, what is it? And we played it, and it was Barbara Walters is a bitch, bitch. And it was kind of fun, and every bad thing he said about her was there, and it was hilarious. And he said to me, okay, you can play it, but once you leave the station, you can never play it again, because he was and I guess she was, you know, well, they say it about, I don't know if this is true or not. They say this about all successful women.
Right.
Barbara Streisand, they say that about her. Rosie O'Donnell, they say that about her. I haven't heard that about Diane Sawyer.
That's probably because she seems medicated most days.
Well, she's a little drunk half the time. But is it? Do you think it could just be because it's an anti-woman thing?
I don't think it's an anti-woman thing. I can never get on that bandwagon. That's not my heart. It's like girls buck up, grow a pair, whatever. I do think there is a little bit, when a woman is confident and she's assured of herself and she's determined, it can be misinterpreted as being a bitch, but I don't think that all of them are. I think they're just determined, and it just may come across that way. You know, maybe they're just very serious. You know, some people are gigglers, pointing to myself because I giggle too much, but and then there's other people who are people who are very serious, very determined, very focused. I know some people in leadership at different places I've worked around the world, or around Sacramento, around the world.
Around the world?
Around the world. I'm not an exaggerator at all.
Ladies and gentlemen, she's worked around the world. She's a trendsetter, traveler.
I guess I just meant in my lifetime that there have been women who they will run over you. They're fine to run over you. You are their star. When you are making them look good, you are their star. You are their favorite. As soon as one little iota of making a mistake and making them possibly look bad, you're done. And that speaks to their character. So I don't want to classify. Not all men are jerks. Not all women are bitches.
Wait. Tell that story again. Tell that story. You work with some women. They're friendly with you. They love you. Go on from there.
Okay, so you're either when you're making them look good,
they love you.
You're their star employee.
Right.
When they don't, they're done with you. You're just completely.
Let's analyze what you just said. So you're working for some people, you're working your butt off, and you're making them look good, and they love you, right?
Yes, I know where you're going now.
Then all of a sudden you say something on a podcast, and that's management doesn't like it, and
right.
What then you're just dumped or what?
Yeah, you're dumped. You're cast aside. You're no longer necessary, and you're not invited to the meetings anymore, and you don't get the special projects anymore because one little thing.
So you're saying people shouldn't do that?
No, they shouldn't.
Okay.
It's called grace and mercy. More people need to walk in that.
And it's called some people are just jerks. But wow, that's interesting.
Egos get in the way.
That's right.
Egos
I want to
get in
point
the
out
way.
we're not talking. I didn't bring this up.
No.
Dominic, why are you bringing up this? I didn't bring anything up. That was Gina Renee who brings this stuff up, and I just make what I'm supposed to do is these witty. I just bring up these witty little things that make people understand what she's saying, because what it is, Gina. And let's be honest. You set out to say something really nasty.
I did
about Armstrong and Getty. And the way you did it was by making up some crazy story about women workers. Is that not so?
You found me out. I apologize. And
I got to tell you, Gina,
you don't have to do the cease and desist order.
Actually will believe that.
Right. Very true.
And it's like, okay.
And they vote.
That's true. They vote. So this Obamacare we've been talking about, we don't know what's going to happen with it. I know, and I was thinking myself as this business grows, that I'm going to have employees, and at some point thinking about medical insurance, and I was looking at Obamacare, and some of the insurance stuff is really, really, really cheap. Of course, you've got to spend $15,000 on doctors before it kicks in.
Right.
But you only pay $1 a month for this coverage, so technically you have insurance, but who could use it? I mean, I can't afford to go to a doctor. It's $300 a time. I have to have some fatal disease.
Well, more physicians, more providers aren't going to be able to take them, because in the healthcare industry, you know your budget, you know your financials of your operation, and you say, okay, I can take this percentage of Medi-Cal, I can take this percentage of Medicare. There's going to be a percentage that they can take of the affordable healthcare, and so that's why the network is already narrow to begin with. So there's a limited amount of providers that are in there, and then there are also going to be a limited amount of patients that they can take. So
I was surprised to find out when I was in Hollywood hanging out with actors. One time, one of my friends said, "Oh, this is the greatest doctor in the world. She's great. You got to go to her." And I remember finding out that she said, "I'm not taking any new patients." And I was like, "Well, what does it mean, not taking any new patients?" She said, "No, I have Screen Actors Guild insurance. No, I'm not." And what I found out is her clientele was the very, very rich, and she liked that. And even though I could afford her, I wasn't very, very rich. And then I found out something else really interesting. The hospital in L.A., I don't know if it's Cedar Sinai or something that everyone talks about as a hospital.
Right, that's wrong.
When you're sick and you're a big, important star, you're not going to be sitting there with Mel Gibson in the next bed.
No.
It just ain't going to happen.
No.
And what I was told is these hospitals have a special flaw for rich and famous people.
Yeah, special floor.
And so you get the special medicine too. So you go to this special floor and you treat it, and like the hospital rooms are set up more like living rooms
like suites.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably. Yeah. I imagine. I don't know that we have any of those here in this town.
Well, we don't have big stars here.
Right.
I mean,
we have a pretty high per capita amount of wealthy people, I think, in this region.
But I'm talking about stars.
Yeah, stars. Yeah. There's different.
Besides Dominick Brasher.
Yeah.
What other big star is doing radio in Sacramento?
No.
Nobody. So it's just me. Okay. Well, I want to talk about this. There's a story about this VA guy. What happened to him shouldn't happen to a dog, and we're going to talk about that and more as we continue. Dominick Brasher here with Gina Renee. This is Dominick on the Air.
Guys, are you ready to find your wife, your compatible soulmate, and don't have the time for that exhaustive search or the disappointment or rejection from online dating services? Two Hearts Offline Personal Matchmaking Services is here for you to find your compatible partner, geared primarily for the upscale professional man who is ready for marriage and can appreciate the leveraging services they provide. Two Hearts Offline Personal Matchmaking Services does the legwork. They find women of caliber, grace, and strength who are ready to marry nationally and internationally. Women join for free. Go to their website, www.twoheartsoffline.com. That's twoheartsoffline.com. Hey, while you're there, check out their services for the people who have online dating accounts, who haven't been having any luck getting quality dates. They guarantee 4 to 5 dates per month. www.twoheartsoffline.com. That's twoheartsoffline.com.
Hi, Dominick Brasher here. You know I love fantasy and science fiction. Well, I want to tell you about a great new book, The Defenders of Crowley. Authors Plus Review call The Defenders of Crowley the greatest fantasy series since The Lord of the Rings and The Chronicles of Narnia. I love those movies, and I love the books. International best-selling author Davison Howlett has brought readers back to the traditional roots of true fantasy and fiction through his latest book, The Defenders of Crowley. Let me tell you about the book. The Defenders of Crowley is full of action and excitement for all ages, 9 to 99. Or you just want to delve into the world of amazing adventures. The Defenders of Crowley is available wherever fine books are sold. Available online at barnesandnoble.com. Visit author Davison L. Howlett at davisonlhowlett.com. Buy The Defenders of Crowley today. It does matter if you subscribe. You can still listen to the show for free, and I guess that's okay. But if you subscribe, not only do you get to hear the show, we're sending special videos to the people who subscribe. Wacky videos we're making. We're giving discounts to certain places of business, and you get our special secret newsletter. You don't get that unless you subscribe. So, if you want the whole story, more than just what you hear on the radio, you want to know what's going on behind the scenes, you want to see exclusive videos just made for you, listen to Dominick on the Air and subscribe. We've expanded to 2 hours, special videos of what goes on behind the scenes, and also coupons and discounts, and it's less than 23 cents a day. You don't have to join, but you really should. Go to DominickOnTheAir.com, DominickOnTheAir.com, grab your wallet, and go to DominickOnTheAir.com. Dominick here for a special petition I want you to sign. It won't cost you anything. I gotta tell you, I'm puzzled why the people who listen to the show don't sign the petition. It's for a great cause. It's a lifetime exemption from personal income tax for people who win the Congressional Medal of Honor. Now, there's only like 73 of these people. These people have risked their lives. Some of them have lost limbs. It's very, very hard to win one of these things. These are, everyone's a hero, I know, movie stars are a hero, but these guys are true heroes. Go to DominickOnTheAir.com, click on links, and sign the petition. It'll take you 30 seconds. It'll cost you nothing. It's really a nice way to show you support the troops, that you support America. Now, everybody coming back from the war is a hero, but the Congressional Medal of Honor winners, they went above the call of duty. Please, I'm asking. Go to DominickOnTheAir.com, links, click on, sign the petition. Thank you and God bless.
Back to Dominick on the air.
All right, as I mentioned, California is one of the, in the middle, I hope, of one of the worst droughts in its history. Now California is finally starting to face the crisis. Check out this new drought PSA from the California State Water Control Board.
Well, it's a really great day in the state of CA, and you're working up a big, big thirst. But before you grab a glass of water, try something different first.
Try sand.
Sand! Sand! It's all we have left. It's low fat and not that bad. Sand! The water's all gone, but that's no reason to be sad.
Try sand!
Sand!
Dominick on the air. It's real weird because this is the first time, which, you know, Renee, the first time since we've been doing this that during a break the mic stayed on.
Yes.
And I was complaining about the YouTube signal not coming in as clear as it did yesterday.
Yep.
But see, I always have these problems, Gina. I want to fix it, and there might be a way to fix it, but I don't know who the heck to ask.
Right.
Who's an expert on YouTube signals? How maybe something's new, or I don't know. It's like this. So I'm like,
I wonder if it's a Wi-Fi bandwidth kind of thing, but
I don't know.
These are just terms I'm throwing out as if I know what I'm talking about.
I like saying Wi-Fi. It's like really cool.
Bandwidth.
Yeah, bandwidth. Wi-Fi. Well, the VA's in the news. Everybody's talking about the VA in the news, and one of the big stories is this guy. First of all, are you looking at his name? Look at his name. Is it Jeffrey Duck?
Yeah. Is that a real name?
Jeffrey Duck?
Duck.
It's a story about a
50...
You're making fun of a veteran. Yeah. Jerry Duck's his name, Brasha. Better than Brasha. Okay, shut up. The headline is VA staff forget about 53-year-old vet waiting for a prescription and lock him inside the clinic.
They locked him in the clinic?
They locked him in
the
clinic.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah.
The VA administrators here in Orlando apologize profusely for this happening.
I was apparently left there and forgotten.
Veteran Marine Jeff Duck says he was afraid that nobody would believe him when he said he was locked inside this VA community clinic in Orange City on Monday. He says he called 911 on himself so he wouldn't get arrested.
He apparently got left in a VA facility, medical facility, and the alarm has been going off.
So he calls 911.
Right.
I'm in a medical facility.
Like, I'm not stealing anything.
No, I didn't touch anything. I'm a good guy. But it's in Florida, and I got to tell you, man.
Once again, Florida.
Yes. There's stuff going on. I mean, in a commercial business, how many doctors leave patients locked in the room? There's a difference, and it's an attitude that people have when they're working for the state, that nothing, whatever they do is okay because they can hardly get fired.
Right.
I mean, you can get. It's like you can get fired if you get involved with the corporate stuff. Like, you know, if someone in the corporation hates you or is a racist or something, you can get fired. So I'm not. But if you're rotten to a patient, that ain't grounds to fire you, because everybody's a little rotten with a patient, you know, and
right,
you know, and feel they're so overworked, and some are,
right,
some are, but if this is the best, and people say it, and libertarians say it, and I agree with them on this. They say, look at, can you name one thing that the government handles that is run correctly? Right. And people used to say the VA. That's not true. People say, I don't want to get people, I love them, our soldiers, God bless them, but our military is a little screwed up.
Right.
Because, what are you saying? What are you saying, Brasha? You anti-American pig? Shut up. Not anti-American. Yes, you are. No, I'm not. Yes, you are. Here's what I'm saying. Here's what I'm saying. When the military has to buy an ashtray for a general, and through the bureaucracy, it cost them $5,000
Right.
to buy an ashtray.
Because they go through their contracts.
There's something wrong with that, and nobody cares. If it was my money, I'll give you an example of my money. Producing a movie. We hire a prop person, and there's these places called prop houses where they have all the props. Really, really cool. You can go in there, you can see the helmets from this show and all this cool stuff. And so I'm looking at his budget, and there's a scene where somebody is smoking a cigarette or something, and I look at the budget, and it's like $23 for an ashtray.
Right.
And I said, "Can you give me the honest? Why $23 for an ashtray?" It's just I wrote the script. It was just an ashtray. It's not like it's not a gold ashtray.
Right.
And he says, "No, that's what the prop house charges."
Right.
And I said, "Okay, this is what you got to know when you're working on a low budget film. You can't do stuff like this.
No.
What you do is you go to Walmart
or
and
thrift
buy,
store.
Yeah, buy 99-cent store, and you buy an ashtray for $2. And then you put it in your budget.
Yeah.
But you can't come to me, and it tells me something about you, the way you do work. You're used to at one point I was in demand for directing because I could take a very little amount of money and make a movie, which was a good thing. There are people that don't have that talent. They can't do it. They need to have, I can't deal with it. Just have the prop house. Let me see 17 different kinds of ashtrays.
Right.
Okay, let me they don't know.
They're paying for convenience.
They need to do 58 takes. Take 63. Action. It's a luxury that I would love to have. I'd love to have. You just pick out the props, and the prop company comes and delivers the props and folds them up and takes them back. What the hell are we gonna do with this ashtray when the movie's over?
Right.
That's what the guy said. Well, what are we gonna do with the ashtray when it's over? I said, you know what? Keep it. It's a gift from Starfire Productions to you, this ashtray. And it's like, I don't get it. Well, I know you don't get it, but there's an art to what you do.
And what started this was that you were talking about when it's your money versus someone else's money. I love to go shopping with my friends because I don't usually have a lot of money to go shopping for myself, but somebody who has money and they're shopping, I love to play Barbie, real life Barbie, and go, okay, now you try this on, you can buy this and you can buy that. I love spending someone else's money, but when it's my own, you gotta watch that budget. You gotta watch that bottom line. And I think that's what the any government office is doing, is they're not playing with real money. They're playing with monopoly money in their eyes. They can keep spending.
Even sometimes in business, like they think, well, it's how many times we said it's my cousin Vera Ann. She makes probably $1 million a year. She runs this big, I think, an advertising agency, whatever she runs. When she goes out to eat, she watches. She says, "Oh, I don't really want to order this." When other executives go out and order, every single thing they could order.
Right.
We're not like that.
A plate of blubber or a plate of fat? Was that something that an executive once ordered?
Plate of blubber. Yeah. We will continue, Gina. Another hour coming up. This is Dominick and Gina on the air.
This is Talk on the Air Network.
The views expressed on Dominick on the Air are not necessarily those of Armstrong and Getty, Clear Channel Radio, AM 650 KSDE, Marshall Phillip, Patches, Vincent Nicholas, Dominick Brasha, Ken Charles, Governor Jerry Brown, Brad Pitt, The Fags, Friends of Armstrong and Getty, Vincent's mother, David the Border, or White Cat.
Radio is hard.
Stop it!
Because it was beating Rush Limbaugh. He was very happy. But he also thought we were fools for working for free. I'm black. I'm the first black president. That means I can do anything because all you whiteys are scared I might call you a racist. Where's the humanity?
So why you on the Jew side more than you're on the Arab side?
I'm not on the Jew side.
You are. You sound like you're on
You hear this woman? Why are you on the Jew side?
Do I look fat? Does my ass look big in these pants?
No, hon, your ass looks great. My life, I've never asked anybody to do anything for me. I'm asking you to do something. Please, help me. 911! My sister, I think she's dying. No, my sister is... hello? Yeah. Do you speak English? Are you racist? Vincent, you were so right. They were trying to fire us for doing the podcast. Where's the humanity? Because anyone who thinks that they can get an operation and become a woman has got a psychological problem. I would tell Jewish kids, stop throwing rocks.
Count in to get circumcised.
Oh.
What? So she says, what? We don't do that. She said, what is...
Hit it!
From California. Live but recorded. This is Dominic on the air.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. Dominic Brasher, Dominic on the air, coming to you on this Wednesday, July 23rd, 2014. My special host for today is Gina Renee. Hello, Gina.
Good morning, Dominic.
First hour went by. I'm going to have to. It's amazing. I spent all this money yesterday on figuring out the phone system sound so it sounds better. And today I'm annoyed at the video thing. And it's distracting me, honestly. And so I'm gonna. What I do is I go on Craigslist and I put gigs and I put like I can only afford this amount of money.
Right.
And does anyone know how to fix this the video that's going to YouTube so it doesn't make me look like a robot? And Gina.
And freezes in awkward positions there.
Yes. And it's always when your eyes are like in the worst place.
Yes.
Look like you're having a stroke. But is Brasher having a stroke? Because if we don't fix it, I don't know why. I don't want to do a live TV thing unless we're ready. And so I'm going to be on YouTube, and it's really weird because I want everything fixed instantly.
Right. Yeah.
6 or 7 o'clock at night, and I was like, okay. And Gina, I got to tell you, there's a little bit of a prejudice in me. And, yeah, and I know it, and I've always tried to fight whenever I thought there was prejudice in me. That's one of the people laugh at me, but that's one of the reasons why I made it a choice of dating someone from each different. I haven't dated someone from Vulcan. Actually, I have dated Vulcan, but I've dated all different races because I wanted to get to know, and that was my way of doing it. And it helped me to realize that we're all the same.
That's inside out. We're exactly the same.
That being said, the guy who comes to fix the sound on the computer looks at the people, and he's maybe 450 pounds, and he's got a beard and tattoos.
So you're nervous.
And that scares the hell out of me.
Yeah.
That scares the hell out of me. And I'm like, turned out to be the nicest guy in the world. Nicest guy in the world.
Unfortunately, we do judge books by covers, and it's a very sad commentary.
That's right. Hello, you're on the radio.
Yeah, hello, this is Marvin, and I'm calling from Kentucky, and I was calling because judging books by the covers, I got to say that this lovely lady you have there with you, Gina, she's very beautiful.
Well, thank you, Gina. You got a compliment. You'd like to say something? She is married, Marvin.
Well, I do understand she's married, but, I'd like to make sure that these lovely women are being taken care of correctly, as we do out here.
Correct. Oh, man. Her husband treats her correctly. I know you're not talking about the dirty, filthy stuff, right?
No.
Yes, you are, Marvin.
Beautiful woman that I'm talking about.
Okay.
Yeah, so
Marvin's getting off. Marvin, God bless you, Marvin.
God bless you, Marvin. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Marvin. Okay, beautiful woman. We got to be careful sometimes.
Oh, honey, come on over to Dominic's.
She's a beautiful woman. So I was a little prejudiced, and I realized, you know what? This is ridiculous. I mean, when he sat in my chair, I literally thought, could the chair hold him?
Oh, Jew. Oh, my Jew. Good night.
Did you say, oh, Jew?
I said, oh, geez. And I went, and my braces, sometimes my lips don't come together and make proper sounds.
Why do you have braces?
Because I had very crooked teeth, a big overbite, and my bite was off. And when your bite is off, it cracks your teeth, and you'll end up losing your teeth later on. So now my bite is should be done in hopefully 8 weeks.
Okay, well that's good.
I'm very excited.
I'm one of the first girls I kissed had braces.
Yeah.
And you know what? You don't even notice it.
Yeah.
If you kiss right, if you like Dominic Brasher, you know how to kiss. But yeah, I've been meaning to ask you about that. I don't.
Yeah. No, I wanted it my whole life. I didn't like to smile.
I wanted glasses to look like Clark Kent.
No, I just didn't want to have the big goofy grin anymore. I didn't want this big toothy overbite.
Now, yeah. See, now if you gave me a good medical reason for why you're doing it,
Mhm.
but
the bottom line is vanity.
well, my bottom line is, Gina, you're married. What the hell, your husband married you with the horse teeth.
Yes, and that's I know. We were watching home videos the other day, and I was looking, and I've got my horse teeth. I'm heavy. I'm wearing clothes that don't fit right and don't look right. And I looked at my husband. I go, honey, thank you for loving me.
And he's still married.
Oh, and here's the other thing. I always tell him, if I ever get beyond 185 pounds, he can comment on my weight. But because he fell in love with me at 185, he can't say anything underneath that amount.
I talked about this the other day.
He would never, anyways.
It was weird, and I was thinking of my life.
Mhm.
And one of the, because I was in Hollywood trying to be an actor, and I said, okay, there's always time to have relationships as soon as I become a star.
Mhm.
And I didn't become a star. My friends become stars. I didn't become a star. And then it's like, okay, I like this girl, but she's not exactly perfect, so move on. And I realized there's never going to be the perfect one.
No.
Never.
No.
And if you do what I did and you keep waiting for the perfect one, you're not going to find someone.
Right. We were just talking about this today at work because there's a line in the play that I'm rehearsing for.
What's the name of this play?
Shadowlands. It's the story of C.S. Lewis. It's the real life story of C.S. Lewis, the author of Chronicles of Narnia and many others. And I play his later in life wife, Joy Gresham, real person from New York. And anyways, the line in the play is she's asking him if he minds him being old, and he's like, I don't want to be young anymore, because when you're young, you're always looking for something what's better around the corner. And when I reflect on that, that's what we do if we could just be content in the moment right now, maybe we wouldn't have so many divorces. Maybe we would treat each other better. Maybe we wouldn't be so egocentric and think everything's all about us. And so
I tried to explain that in my own life when I moved from on-air talent to producer, that I was totally content just producing this great morning talk show. I have to tell you, I think people didn't buy that and thought, oh, he wants everything. And I was very content. Things are very exciting right now, and this new show, it's exciting and blah blah blah. I'm hosting, which I had no problem Jack and Joe hosting with me producing. I don't need to be in front of the camera.
Yes, I do. Love me.
But there's also a thing is we should be content, but one of the problems about being content is you don't better yourself, you don't grow, Gina. So I know what you're saying, but maybe it's good not to be totally content.
Well, you don't want to be stagnant. Life is growth. If you're not growing, you're dead. You have to. Yes, you do have to do that. But it's just taking that moment of, stop looking for something better. And then so the person I was talking to said, well, then you're just settling. You're not settling. You made a conscious decision. I'm happy right now with this person, and they are happy with me. I'm not perfect. They're not perfect, and we connect on a totally great level. So why wait for the next newest, hottest, youngest? Which reminds me. So when we first started doing this, someone was like, "You're gonna go to some guy's house to do
some guy's house is." I worked with that Armstrong and Getty. You don't know what kind of pervert he is.
You don't know who he is. You don't know anything. And I said, don't worry. I'm past his age limit anyways. I'm in my 40s. He doesn't date anyone over 25.
It's weird. This is weird. But I would date you.
Nah.
I would, Gina. I would be, even because you're 40, and I know if I looked you on paper, and I would say, oh, no, that's horrible. But somehow, when I get to know someone, I go, oh, I don't really know what 40 is.
Right. Well, a couple weeks ago, you said 40 was, when you see a 41-year-old, you 40-year-old, you see your mother, I'm like, what?
No, I don't. That's weird. I don't see my mother when I'm looking at you. I don't see my mother. I see my Aunt Stella, but no, I don't see my. No, I have a real hard time knowing about age and spotting it, because because like when this chick tried to set me up in Texas with a 40-year-old woman, the lady looked like Aunt B.
Right.
From Mayberry. Gina, you do not look like Aunt B. from Mayberry. And plus she was like, big and And the thing about it is, your husband picks you pick your husband, and I really believe you got to stay there through better or for worse.
Definitely.
And
because there is worse, and if you. life, there's so many things in life that are going to happen. You went through losing your parents, and I mentioned my husband and I lost a son together, and there's other things you can go through. There's all these great moments too that you're going to experience together, but there's going to be some hard, difficult moments, and I love having that partner to be there to share with. He just recently lost his mom, an amazing woman, and so you've got to have. It's not settling. Going back to the whole thing. It's not settling. We found a connection. Oh, you were saying once you meet someone, you see them differently. Isn't that interesting? How our brains can view things differently. I worked with this guy who I thought he's a different looking guy. He's an older guy, and I wasn't attracted to him, but everything. But as far as you can judge somebody by their looks, right? And you're like, oh, he's such a nice guy. I thought he's such a sweet man. And I thought, oh, he's so cute, even though he's kind of quirky looking. Then he did something foul.
Really?
Vile.
Really?
Oh, yeah. He hit on this young girl and was just an absolute pig about it. Just a pig. Oh. And the next day I saw him, he no longer looked nice to me. His image to me, my perception of him had changed.
So how did he, we won't mention any names, right. But how did he hit on this
oh, well, he was going around. Because
I wanted to make sure I don't do this.
Yeah. Well, he was professing to be one way to most people. He was this supposed great Christian guy and loved his wife and blah, blah, blah.
He was married?
Well, they were separated, but he still loved him and he loved her and was trying to get back together with her. So this was the persona that he put on in front of everybody else. And then my young friend thought he was really sweet, and he was flirting with him and stuff, and he wasn't married, so it was okay on her part in a sense. But then when he became attracted to her, the vile things that he would say to her of things he wanted to do to her.
Oh, really?
And I'm like, oh my gosh, that's not the guy I know.
And she told you about this?
Oh, yeah. And then, so he knew that her and I were friends, and at one point, he made a lewd comment to me as well, and I said, yeah, I was older than her and more confident in myself. I said, that's enough. And I just, you don't need to lambaste somebody. You don't need to go off. I don't need to. I don't need to stoop to your level.
Just the way you did with your finger there. That's enough.
That's enough.
That's enough. I see what you're saying. That's enough.
Yes.
Yeah. It's because I have found in my life that sometimes I have done things to offend people and I didn't even know I did it.
Yeah. Well, we're humans. Again, grace and mercy.
I have a cousin, and she was married to my cousin Dominick, and this woman was an absolute horrible person. Horrible person, and has done horrible things to him. But we don't say anything bad because the kids, she have kids together and all this. Yeah. But I was in Hollywood and I was working and all this, and I came into New York to visit, and my cousin Dom said, you should come. We'll make dinner for you. And I guess his wife was all impressed that I was on TV and all this. And what a great dinner. We got there, and it was the best. I was with my parents, the best silverware, fruit. Who makes appetizers? Right. And it doesn't get a restaurant. What the hell is an appetizer? You serve food for your husband. Is there an appetizer? There's no appetizer. No. So I'm like she's really, and I noticed she was always rude to me, and I didn't know why, and she was just like me. And years later, my cousin Dominick said, well, you can't expect her to be nice to you. And I said, what did I do? And he said, you made some joke about somebody having AIDS. And I said, I did? I don't remember that. I wish I could remember. I would apologize. And then I said, wait a minute. This thing happened like 9 years ago. Right. I said one thing that upset her, and she's
holding a grudge.
She talks crap about me for the rest of her life. And here's the thing that's interesting, is I said if she would have said to me, I find that offensive, that joke, which I don't remember what the joke is. Right. And I don't joke about AIDS. It's not offensive. I've had friends who died from AIDS. Right. I would tell her, listen, do you know how much money I raised for AIDS? Do you know I did a movie and 10% of the budget went to fight AIDS? Do you know that I did in Hollywood, I did shows and just waived my salary to help people with AIDS? Maybe if you open your freaking mouth a little bit, and instead of for 10 years hating my guts, maybe your marriage to my cousin would have lasted, because this tells you the kind of person you are.
Right. She holds a grudge.
But it's something... If I got up and I spit on her, hold a grudge, maybe.
Right. Or if you grabbed her butt or something.
And you know what's really weird is, Gina, sometimes people hear things differently. They hear things
do. That's
that
true.
aren't there.
Mhm.
And if I thought this person made a
Perception is reality.
joke and did you just make a joke? I mean, and she was like, oh, I have a gay friend. She has a gay friend. I have 16 million gay friends. I mean, so it's like, but if she would have opened her mouth and we would have talked about it like cousins do,
Mhm.
it would have been good. Years later, when they get a divorce, I find out like she was this. My cousin tells me she hated you for 10 years.
Ugh.
And I said, and I love my cousin, but like, well, you can't blame her because her friend. I said, yes, Dominic, I can.
Right.
And I said, here's all the stuff you don't know, Dominic.
A grown-up tells another grown-up, I don't appreciate that.
Yeah. When I've been around people that use the N-word,
Mhm.
I've been very like, either I walk away or I and I had a problem with one of the people I work with, who's like a supervisor or something. Actually, it said the N-word, and I didn't know. I didn't say anything. I actually acted like I didn't hear it, and I walked away.
Right.
It's weird that
Let me ask you this: what do you do? This is something I talk to a lot of people about. When you're in a situation, you're at work or somewhere, and Joe and Jill are talking about Sally, and sorry, Sally, this isn't about you. I swear. Don't be mad. I'm not talking about you. It's a totally different person. Anyways, they're talking about Sally, and Vivian walks up and she's like, and she hears them talking and they're laughing and joking about her. And do you, if you come in on this conversation and you hear them talking about somebody who's not in the room, are you the type of person who can either dismiss yourself and or try to put a stop to the conversation?
No.
No. I've been trying to become more of that person, not necessarily because I want to pass judgment on you because you're talking crap about people, but because, you don't realize, even myself, I may be sharing a story about my coworker with another coworker. Well, hopefully it's not a disparaging one, but if I am saying something that might be misconstrued or taken out of context, I want someone to call me on it or to be able to say, they're not here to defend themselves, so maybe we shouldn't talk about this. I want to be that kind of person.
I don't want to be that kind of person because dude, when someone comes up to me and says,
let's talk about Bob.
Did you hear what Bob did? Why?
Right.
I want every detail.
But here's the thing.
Well, I don't care because I don't know what they're saying about me. Matter of fact,
I knew what I was going to say.
I know people right now are saying the most horrible, atrocious things about me at Clear Channel. I don't know about it. As a matter of fact, I started blocking people. I don't understand why on our live feed we have this thing where people can go in and chat, and we've got this really cool thing where people go in and chat, and for some reason there's this guy who just absolutely hates me and talks crap about me, and I would go in there and I'd look and I'd see it and I'd say, oh, that's horrible, and then I got the thing is, you know what, just don't go in there.
Right.
Don't go in there.
Don't watch it.
But I do feel bad from other people saying, he's talking, and it does. Even a stone, when the water is hit against it, even a stone once in a while starts to melt. I don't like that he's saying crap about me, but that's me. That's me.
Yeah.
I gotta grow up and be a big boy. So you heard what's happening with Israel?
Yes.
Israel is the FAA has canceled all trips to Israel right now from the United States, and it's a big story. Delta Airlines and United Artists suspended the service between the U.S. and Israel indefinitely.
Wow.
And all this because of rocket. Well, here's what happened.
Nathan Lindenbaum's United Airlines flight to Tel Aviv is in a holding pattern after U.S. Airlines grounded all flights today to and from Israel for 24 hours. Unwilling to cancel his travel plans, Lindenbaum booked another ticket on El Al Israel Airlines.
I don't want my Israeli friends and family to see Americans not coming.
The FAA's swift action in response to a Palestinian rocket strike near Tel Aviv's main airport Tuesday morning.
And I really believe that this is an overabundance of caution, and it's a mistake because it rewards terrorism.
It does reward terrorism. It does. But when you really look at the whole, a rocket landed a mile from the airport. Tourism is a big thing in Israel. We're cutting it. We cut this off. It's bad for Israel. It's bad for everybody. So I want to know what you think. And if you would go to Israel knowing that a rocket landed and what we should do and all that and more, we will continue. And we'll take your phone calls. If you want to talk about Israel, what you think about the not landing here, 916-596-9877. This is Dominic on the air.
Hey everybody, this is Chris, Friday's co-host with Dominic on the Air, and you need to go to Dominic on the Air and support this show for less than 23 cents a day. That's right, 23 cents a day. You could support a kid in a third world country, and you could support Dominic on the Air. That is Dominic on the Air. So go to DominicOnTheAir.com. Is it DominicOnTheAir.com?
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Go to DominicOnTheAir.com. Dominic was on the Armstrong and Getty Show. If you heard him there and loved him, you will love him even more here. The first time I heard Dominic literally stopped me in my tracks. I was walking, I was listening to the radio, and I had to listen to what Dominic was saying. The story was so engaging, it was so intriguing that it literally stopped me in my tracks, and I have been listening to Dominic and a huge fan ever since. Less than 23 cents. How many Starbucks non-coffees is that? Less than 23 cents a day you can support it. Go to DominicOnTheAir.com. Is it DominicOnTheAir.com?
Yeah.
Sorry. Go to DominicOnTheAir.com.
Hi, Dominic Brasher here. You know I love fantasy and science fiction. Well, I want to tell you about a great new book, The Defenders of Prowley. You know, Authors Plus Review call The Defenders of Prowley the greatest fantasy series since The Lord of the Rings and The Chronicles of Narnia. I love those movies, and I love the books. International best-selling author Davison Howlett has brought readers back to the traditional roots of true fantasy and fiction through his latest book, The Defenders of Prowley. Let me tell you about the book. The Defenders of Prowley is full of action and excitement for all ages, 9 to 99. Or you just want to delve into the world of amazing adventures. The Defenders of Prowley is available wherever fine books are sold. Available online at barnesandnoble.com. Visit author Davison L. Howlett at davisonlhowlett.com. Buy The Defenders of Prowley today. Dominic here for a special petition I want you to sign. It won't cost you anything. I gotta tell you, I'm puzzled why the people who listen to the show don't sign the petition. It's for a great cause. It's a lifetime exemption from personal income tax for people who win the Congressional Medal of Honor. Now, there's only like 73 of these people. These people have risked their lives. Some of them have lost limbs. It's very, very hard to win one of these things. Everyone's a hero, I know, movie stars are a hero, but these guys are true heroes. Go to DominicOnTheAir.com, click on links, and sign the petition. It'll take you 30 seconds. It'll cost you nothing. It's really a nice way to show you support the troops, that you support America. Now, everybody coming back from the war is a hero, but the Congressional Medal of Honor winners, they went above the call of duty. Please, I'm asking, go to DominicOnTheAir.com, links, click on sign the petition. Thank you and God bless. New advertiser, they say they can help you get unlimited cell phone service free and get paid helping others do the same. Go to ilovefree4g.com right now. The best kept secret in the $210 billion cell phone industry. This is a secret so powerful, it allows you to get unlimited cell phone service for free each month and get paid helping others to do it. Free unlimited calling, texting, and internet access on a nationwide multi-billion-dollar 3G and 4G network. How much money would a free cell phone service save you? But remember, they say they're also talking about you getting paid sharing the savings with others. Sounds too good to be true, but they say it's not. To get complete details and watch their online video at ilovefree4g.com. and start making some serious money. Go to ilovefree4g.com.
Back to Dominic on the air.
Coming soon to theaters, it's Star Wars Episode 7, filled with storylines you never saw coming.
Forget about the Force, you must. Scientology is the real truth. Embrace the teachings of L. Ron Hubbard, you will.
You won't believe the choices that the writers of this Star Wars film made.
Oh, come along, R2. This crystal meth isn't going to cook itself. Oh, it's Killer Crank, all right. It kicks like a tauntaun.
Star Wars Episode 7.
Help me, Obi-Wan Kenobi. You're my pimp. And there's a John that refuses to pay me.
Coming soon to theaters.
Oh, my God.
I didn't know J.J. Abrams was doing that kind of a film. That's a different slant to the story.
Kind of weird.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, it really, the Star Wars thing coming out here, you know, it kills the, but I got to tell you, when I'm a Star Trek person.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So as soon as
I am too.
Oh, you are?
I love Star Trek.
What are your favorite series? And
I love the original series, and I love Next Generation.
Yeah.
I wasn't a fan of Deep Space Nine. To boldly stay where no one stayed before was not my
but
favorite.
But they're next to a wormhole.
Yeah, yeah.
And during the second season, they gave him a spaceship, which was like, go around. Yeah. And what about Enterprise?
Enterprise, I never got into that one, but I mean, I was pretty devoted to Star Trek Next Generation, and my dad's a huge Star Trek fan. He has
really?
all of them.
Really?
He's recorded all of them.
I got to tell you, I love. I'm a Star Trek person.
Mm-hmm.
Lost my virginity at a Star Trek convention,
Yes.
so it has a deep, deep feeling for me.
That's right.
But the new one, the last one, Star Trek Enterprise.
Mhm.
I mean,
Because it's like a prequel, right?
They changed all the things. Like, you know, we always knew Vulcans were a certain way.
Mm-hmm.
I know that people love this conversation, but when you on Enterprise,
Forgive us,
Vulcans
we're
were
gonna geek out
different.
for a
They
minute.
weren't, you know, Vulcans. This is weird, and it just wasn't my cup of tea. But I love all things Star Trek. But when I hear a new Star Trek movie's coming out,
Mhm.
I go like crazy trying to find out what
Yeah.
it is.
Yeah.
And if I do find out, it bugs me because now I know. Okay, Spock dies.
You were the kid who looked through the house for your Christmas and birthday presents, and then
course.
that you had to pretend to be surprised.
I did worse than that, Gina. I unwrapped my
I did
presents
too.
and then rewrapped them.
When I was 7 years old, I got a Huffy strawberry sizzler for my 7th birthday.
Okay.
And but I knew about it the night before because I had gotten up, I had heard some noise, and my mom I think was asleep. And I walked through the kitchen, and our garage door that went from the kitchen to the garage had a window in it, so I got to peek through the little thing and see that my dad was putting it together. And I was all, oh, I gave my strawberry. Well, so then I had to pretend to be surprised on my 7th birthday. And at that point, I realized, at 7 years old, I realized I never want to know what's another surprise in the rest of my life. I want to be surprised.
I remember when The Wrath of Khan was coming out, and just before it had this big story that Spock dies in it.
Mm.
And people were outraged. You cannot kill Spock!
Right.
No, you can't kill Spock! And when I went to see the movie, what they did was so clever.
Mm-hmm.
In the very beginning, the first scene, Spock dies.
Right.
And you're like, that's it! That's it! Spock died! I know! Oh my God, Spock died. And then a couple later, he was just faking because they were having a training session on a fake Enterprise, and I was like, oh wow, okay, so that was the rumor.
Mm-hmm.
And then I watched the movie for like 2 hours, and I forget all about it. And then all of a sudden, something happens to Spock.
Mm-hmm.
Ship. Sure.
Mm-hmm.
I am, and always shall be, your friend. The needs of the many outweigh the needs of the Spock! Spock! That was the last scene.
Yes.
That was the scene. People don't know what the hell I'm talking about. What is he talking about? That's the scene where Spock died. And Gina, I cried.
Oh yeah.
I cried when Spock died.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was done well.
I'm like, oh, they're gonna bring him back, you know, but oh, I was so happy when they brought him back.
Yeah.
You know,
the mind meld.
Okay, we're talking about Israel. Israel and people, they've canceled all flights there. A rocket did land a mile from the airport. Would you go to Israel? I wouldn't go to Israel even before there was this problem in Gaza because I'm a chicken.
Right.
I don't.
Well,
I know someone's waiting. I know some terrorists. There he is. There's Dominick Brasher. Let's get him.
Well, in 2004, my husband and I were gifted a trip to a Holy Land experience. And it was the most incredible experience of experience of a lifetime. And that was in 2004, so it wasn't very far off from 2001. You know, 9/11 and everything. And everyone was like, "I can't believe you're going there. It's so scary. It's so scary." And then the first thought it seemed a little scary to go to. However, I felt more vulnerable when we went to Rome because the crime is so bad, and our bus was broken into the first night, and
Really?
the police there, the policia, they have machine guns, and so they're all over the place, and so all this tourist area, and so I felt more vulnerable there because when we were in Israel, we had great guards for our buses, and we stayed at this wonderful hotel and whatnot, and now we had to go through checkpoints that were really scary. When you go to Bethlehem, you have to go through 2 different checkpoints, and you're going from one section to another, and one time they stopped our bus and they said, okay, we need everybody's passports. So they take everyone's passports off the bus, and then they walk off the bus. I look at my husband like, we could be dead right now, and there's no evidence of us because we're gone, anything. Now, fortunately, they came back, gave our stuff back, but they had to check us all out. But still, it was still a little scary. But I loved it. It was an incredible experience.
Here's the $1 million question. The Bible stuff, you went on this tour of Rome, and then you went to Israel. Maybe you could answer this once and for all. Who really killed Jesus? Was it the Romans or the Jews? Who really killed him?
His people killed him. His Jewish people killed him because they weren't watching. They were so busy studying the law that they didn't wait for the signs that were there in front of them. They were so busy being legalistic and doing all their practices that they didn't see that he was the fulfillment.
Yeah. So it's a combination of the Romans and the Jews. The Jews used the Romans.
Yeah, they used it. And
people you're anti-Semitic if you say that. You're no. It's like an actor killed Lincoln.
Okay, so here's the thing.
I don't blame all actors.
So we have history books.
Yeah.
And when you read about World War II, what did Hitler do? Now, did he do that,
Did
or
I
did
miss
he?
it? What did he do?
Did he kill all the Jews? Did he have these concentration camps? This happened. This was historical.
Yeah.
So we have a historical book. Okay, now Kevin may debate because he's an atheist, and that's fine. You have a right to your opinion, but I see the Bible as a historical. There are historical books. There are prophetic books. There are historical books. And
did you say they're pathetic books?
Prophetic. Again, it's the braces. I can't talk correctly with braces.
What does that mean, prophetic books?
It's to announce the future, to show what's coming up next. Next in this lifetime.
Do you believe that it is I've talked to people who believe this. I don't, so I'm letting you know right up front. I don't believe that every period is there exactly the way it's supposed to be, and every word is there exactly. It's been translated 20, 30 times.
Okay,
I don't believe that.
I got an answer for this.
Yeah.
When we were in Israel, we got to see the Dead Sea Scrolls. The Dead Sea Scrolls are dated 33, with about 30 so years after Christ ascends to heaven. So that's what they've been dated as. And so they're how could they have been changed? So now there is Arabic, and there's Aramaic, Greek, and Hebrew. So there's 3 languages that these different books, these letters, they weren't called books then. They were letters before they were canonized. That's when they were called books. And so they have to do the translation. However, when you look at NIV, because I know you're a big King James, NIV is closest thought for thought to those languages.
Okay, I agree with you. That's what I'm saying. Closest thought to thought, and I understand that. But it's like when I talk to people, and it's like this is the word, this is the exact. You take people who lived through Watergate, and you say, okay, it's been 33 years. Write down exactly what happened. Are they going to get every single word, apostrophe, everything?
They may not. Well, okay, here's another thing, though. The monks that transcribed this were so detailed. If there was even one error, they counted the letters when they were transcribing, when they were trying to keep all the copies. I have it somewhere. I have it written down somewhere. Darn it. Maybe on the next break I'll try and find it. But it talks about the copies.
That's enough. We're becoming too religious here. It's like
I know.
God talk with...
I know. Sorry.
But... So literally, when it says God made the world in 7 days, I know it isn't a 24-hour day. It doesn't make sense. They just use that word because that's what we comprehend as a day.
Right, and God's time is different from ours.
Yeah. It's
like
living in New York and here there's a 3-hour difference. So you got to watch out for that difference. Okay, I understand what you're saying. Would you go to Israel?
Probably not
right
now. Right now, I wouldn't go. I would love to go again someday because it's like a Bible pop-up book. But it is really a shame because that is a big industry for them. They got that tourism is huge because they're supposed to be the birthplace of 3 major religions.
Right.
And It's a big detriment for the people
Is it true
there.
like there's Waffle Houses out there and they say, right in here, this is the Waffle House where the apostles
Maybe
ate.
a falafel house.
The apostles had their last breakfast here.
Falafel house.
There's a study that came out, changing this subject
Dun, dun,
dramatically, about cell phones.
Mm-hmm.
And, oh my goodness, I am so happy this survey came out because it's what I've been thinking. And if you have a cell phone, you're going to want to stay tuned because you're not going to believe all this crap we've been hearing about cell phones, and it might not be true. Dominic, on the air, stay tuned. We will continue. Hi, Dominic Brasher here. You know I love fantasy and science fiction. Well, I want to tell you about a great new book, The Defenders of Raleigh. You know, Authors Plus Review call The Defenders of Raleigh the greatest fantasy series since The Lord of the Rings and The Chronicles of Narnia. I love those movies, and I love the books. International best-selling author Davison Howland has brought readers back to the traditional roots of true fantasy and fiction through his latest book, The Defenders of Raleigh. Let me tell you about the book. The Defenders of Raleigh is full of action and excitement for all ages, 9 to 99. Or you just want to delve into the world of amazing adventures. The Defenders of Raleigh is available wherever fine books are sold. Available online at barnesandnoble.com. Visit author Davison L. Howland at davisonlhowland.com. Buy The Defenders of Raleigh today. Okay, I've got something cool to tell you about. Mother and daughter, they come from South Africa. They set up a website so you can buy really cool stuff. It's called UNIIK Stuff. You know me, Dominic. I can hardly pronounce my name. I would say Stuff. Just go to UNIIK Stuff. They go around the world to find really, really cool and interesting stuff. You buy straight from them at excellent neat gifts at amazing prices. It's boutique things without boutique prices. What do they got? Jewelry, stationery, kids' hats, watches, lockets, and hundreds of more things. If you don't know what you want to buy somebody for a present, go there, look around. You might find just what you need. It's called Yuki Stuff. UNIIKSTUFF.com. The links at DominiconTheAir.com. Just go to links. UNIIK Stuff. Gifts that are delightfully different.
You tired of being tired? Sick of being sick? Fed up with being a fatty? I know I am. Good news. Pop Mockers is here for you.
We're a low-calorie, non-GMO, constantly monitoring our carbon footprint podcast alternative for today's smart, well-educated, non-knuckle-dragging listener.
Gluten-free, too. Okay, no, we're not anything like that. But if you like having funny things happen in your ear,
you're gonna need to rephrase.
If you like laughing, check out popmockers.com.
Dominic here for a special petition I want you to sign. It won't cost you anything. I gotta tell you, I'm puzzled why the people who listen to the show don't sign the petition. It's for a great cause. It's a lifetime exemption from personal income tax for people who win the Congressional Medal of Honor. Now, there's only like 73 of these people. These people have risked their lives. Some of them have lost limbs. It's very, very hard to win one of these things. Everyone's a hero, I know, movie stars are a hero, but these guys are true heroes. Go to DominiconTheAir.com, click on links, and sign the petition. It'll take you 30 seconds. It'll cost you nothing. It's really a nice way to show you support the troops, that you support America. Now, everybody coming back from the war is a hero, but the Congressional Medal of Honor winners, they went above the call of duty. Please, I'm asking. Go to DominiconTheAir.com, links, click on sign the petition. Thank you and God bless.
Back to Dominic on the Air.
Coming to NBC from the people who brought you The Biggest Loser comes a new approach to weight loss.
All right, you slobs. You're gonna nap your way to a thinner you. That's right. I want to see those heads hit those pillows.
It's The Biggest Snoozer.
Come on, fatty. I want to hear some snoring.
I can't sleep when you're yelling at me.
How about now? Huh? Yeah, that's right. Take that nappy poop. Atta girl.
Contestants try to sleep their way to a skinnier body on The Biggest Snoozer.
I see you over there pretending to be asleep. I want to see you in full dream mode. No shortcuts.
Coming soon to NBC.
Wednesday, Dominick Brasha, Gina Renee coming at you. Before the break, I was mentioning something about cell phones. And you got a cell phone? Everybody's got a cell phone?
Can't live without it.
I know. It's
Slightly
amazing.
addicted.
Well, they banned, this is a story about, this story from, I don't know why I get the story from England, but banning cell phones while for a 6-year study found.
Right.
And I know, I always thought, well, using a cell phone, but some people can't.
Right.
And it's always, when the person's driving crazy, you look over and it's like, yeah, you're on the phone. But I love this study because all the do-gooders right away, get rid of this. Oh, it's illegal. And then they were even talking, Gina, about making it for you to do hands. We just lost the light.
That's
the Lord. Shut up.
Go back to talking about the Bible.
Yes. People wanted to make it illegal, even to be talking hands-free on it. And I was always like, no, I can do it.
Right.
As a matter of fact, I concentrate more. And then people are like, you shouldn't even be listening to the radio on that. And I'm like, dude. But they did a 6-year study. Research suggests using a phone at the wheel is not as dangerous as drunk driving. Did anyone really think that being drunk out of your mind and driving talking on the cell phone is the same thing?
Right, not talking. I can see texting because you're kind of looking down and not paying attention.
Oh, yeah.
I think that's what I think texting while driving increased when they did this no talking on your phone. That's what increased because I can keep my phone down here by my lap and text and keep looking down. When if I just could have just talked, it'd be so much easier.
And I don't understand people. I put a phone number saying, here's a phone number. I need to hire somebody to do this. And the phone doesn't ring once, but I get these texts. I can do it, blah, blah, blah. I would like to talk to you.
Yeah, yeah.
And no one wants to talk anymore.
No, it's inconvenient. There's no connection.
And then if you're like me, you got the text where you just speak into it.
Yes.
And it's like, and all the words are wrong. And let's see. I love this. They analyzed 1 million collisions and found that the legislation outlawing cell phone talking had very, very, very limited results. Research before and after California forbid cell phones use in cars, that's when they did the research. So now, are we going to go back and change this law?
Oh, no.
How come no
California
one says...
can't do that.
Yeah, see, this is what I...
Nanny state.
Yeah, why can't we go back... Why can't we go back and say, okay, we thought this was a good idea. It's not. Because when they first did it, Gina, there was all this stuff about, well, scientific survey says on your phone it's the same as being a drunk driver. Those weren't true.
Right.
Why don't they change them? Or maybe that's the utopia I want to live in, where they change stuff.
Yeah, no. Once something's in, it's not going to be changed. Rarely.
Well, that's one of the things. Someone wanted to put a limit on how long a law should be on the books.
Yeah, one of my coworkers says they need to at least do a review of it every 10 years. Going, okay, what needs to still be on there?
Right.
And it is. It's all convoluted. We have too many.
We still need some of this stuff. There was a big story yesterday, and I don't know, it looked scary at first, and they got these helicopters flying over the Brooklyn, I think it's the Brooklyn Bridge in New York. And I've driven that bridge a few times. It's like, it's really, really old, and the lanes aren't big enough, and you're going to fall, and I'm going to die, and people, and New Yorkers are driving crazy, and all this. Well, 2 flags were, a flag. There's this big flag on top of the bridge, and it's like a huge, huge American flag. Wasn't there.
Right.
A new flag was there.
Right.
A white flag. and people are trying to figure out how could this happen? Why is there a white flag? And even when it first broke, it was funny because on the news they're like, we don't know. This is how it happened when they first discovered in New York, the media capital of the world, that a huge. This is not. If I said like 50 feet. It's a huge flag. It is down. American flag is down, and a white flag is up.
A New York mystery. American flags that normally fly on top of the Brooklyn Bridge have suddenly turned white. We have no further information as to why this has happened or how it happened, and clearly who did it. Anyway, it's a mystery in New York. We'll try and figure out an answer for you.
I love it. Have suddenly turned white. No, they didn't turn white. No. It's a different flag. How can flags just change colors?
Right.
And this guy's a newsman?
Right.
Yeah, and they're going to look into it. But what they found is really interesting because the police are thinking it was like 2 teams of people who did this. And they have lights that are reflected up on the flag at night so you can see it. And these people knew to bring like those tinfoil turkey things.
Turkey bit.
And they put the turkey things like precisely over the lights.
Yeah, so they couldn't see it.
And then they took the flag down, put the new flag up, which was a white flag. No one. We're worried about terrorists might go on the Brooklyn Bridge, with bombs, and put them up. But these guys went up there, got through all the security, went on the bridge and put up a white flag. What are they trying to say?
First thing they're probably trying to say is that look what we did, because it's what we accomplished. I think there might be some symbolism going on there, but the fact that they could get through and do this, the bridges are targets, and the Golden Gate is, the Brooklyn Bridge is, they're targets. So where's all this? And it had video footage of them doing this.
Yeah. Where's all the security?
Yeah,
and then if there's too much security, if we go on the bridge and where you going, Gina? We're like, there's too much security. Some speculated that it might have been America. We give up. We just give up. Take Iraq.
Right.
Ukraine is gone. Next thing you know, it's going to be China's going to take some islands in the China Sea and all this. We're just giving up. That's it. We give up. We were a great country, and now we give up. And it's interesting if someone's trying to say that.
Right.
And I wish they were. They say that
it would be nice to know, even though you don't really want to give too much. You don't want to give podium to people who do stuff like that, because they'll just encourage more people to do things like that.
Right. Well, for example, during the Malaysian crash, CNBC, and if you were listening to Dominic on the air, you saw that they had a caller call up and said, "This is all." What did the caller say? This is the rockets were fired from Howard Stern's bus. Yeah. And the thing is I personally think those calls are good because it tells you how sloppy these news people are, that they'll put anybody. Here's someone who called up and said, I'm a pilot, or I'm an expert, and they just say, oh great, let's just put them on the air. How much news? I mean, how are these people really journalists?
Right.
In a way, I like the fact that people are making a statement with the flag and doing all that. It's kind of very, very interesting to me that they're doing stuff like that. Because God knows what they could do next.
Yep.
Big feature coming up. Odd News. Odd News with Gina Renee. Don't touch that dial.
And that's it.
Dominic Brasha. Dominic on the air.
Guys, are you ready to find your wife, your compatible soulmate, and don't have the time for that exhaustive search or the disappointment or rejection from online dating services? Two Hearts Offline Personal Matchmaking Services is here for you to find your compatible partner, geared primarily for the upscale professional man who is ready for marriage and can appreciate the leveraging services they provide. Two Hearts Offline Personal Matchmaking Services does the legwork. They find women of caliber, grace, and strength who are ready to marry nationally and internationally. Women join for free. Go to their website, www.twoheartsoffline.com. That's twoheartsoffline.com. Hey, while you're there, check out their services for the people who have online dating accounts who haven't been having any luck getting quality dates. They guarantee 4 to 5 dates per month. www.twoheartsoffline.com. That's twoheartsoffline.com.
it does matter if you subscribe. You can still listen to the show for free, and I guess that's okay. But if you subscribe, not only do you get to hear the show, we're sending special videos to the people who subscribe. Wacky videos we're making. We're giving discounts to certain places of business, and you get our special secret newsletter. You don't get that unless you subscribe. So, if you want the whole story, more than just what you hear on the radio, you want to know what's going on behind the scenes, you want to see exclusive videos just made for you, listen to Dominic on the Air and subscribe. We've expanded to 2 hours, special videos of what goes on behind the scenes, and also coupons and discounts, and it's less than 23 cents a day. You don't have to join, but you really should. Go to DominiconTheAir.com, DominiconTheAir.com, grab your wallet, and go to DominiconTheAir.com. Hi, Dominic Brasher here. You know I love fantasy and science fiction. Well, I want to tell you about a great new book, The Defenders of Raleigh. You know, Authors Plus Review call The Defenders of Raleigh the greatest fantasy series since The Lord of the Rings and The Chronicles of Narnia. I love those movies, and I love the books. International best-selling author Davison Howlett has brought readers back to the traditional roots of true fantasy and fiction through his latest book, The Defenders of Raleigh. Let me tell you about the book. The Defenders of Raleigh is full of action and excitement for all ages, 9 to 99. Or you just want to delve into the world of amazing adventures. The Defenders of Raleigh is available wherever fine books are sold. Available online at barnesandnoble.com. Visit author Davison L. Howlett at davisonlhowlett.com. Buy The Defenders of Raleigh today. Okay, I've got something cool to tell you about. Mother and daughter, they come from South Africa. They set up a website so you can buy really cool stuff. It's called UNIIK Stuff. You know me, Dominic. I can hardly pronounce my name. I would say Stuff. Just go to UNIIK Stuff. They go around the world to find really, really cool and interesting stuff. You buy straight from them at excellent prices. Neat gifts at amazing prices. It's boutique things without boutique prices. What do they got? Jewelry, stationery, kids' hats, watches, lockets, and hundreds of more things. If you don't know what you want to buy somebody for a present, go there, look around. You might find just what you need. It's called Yuki Stuff. UNIIKSTUFF.com. The link's at DominiconTheAir.com. Just go to links. UNIIK Stuff. Gifts that are delightfully different.
Back to Dominic on the Air.
My man Kanye West just did this GQ. In the interview, he talks about getting married. And get this, he says he loves Kim Kardashian because she's unique like a fighter jet or a dinosaur. So, beat that, Hallmark.
Dominic on the Air with Gina Renee. So, you're unique like a dinosaur or something else.
Yeah.
And men are so stupid because men like dinosaurs and cars. So he really means, you can tell he means it as a compliment.
Yes.
What's going on?
Yes.
By the way, we'll be looking into, you wanted to tell people if they want to watch the show on YouTube.
Oh, yes.
It's there.
So, yeah, yesterday I worked during the day, so I can't watch it live. Mm-hmm. So I went on YouTube last night and found Dominic on the Air. So you had mentioned yesterday you weren't sure. Someone called in and said, hey, or called in. Yeah, I think Sean maybe called in and said, hey, can I watch it anywhere else? And you weren't sure. And I did find it. It's on YouTube. Just type in Dominic on the Air. You'll find all the episodes and you can watch it.
I've got to figure out why it's stuttering today. So I'm going to bring another engineer in.
That's right.
But you know what? You got to do it. You got to do it.
See what he does for you people? See how he gives and he gives?
I'm a giver, Gina. That's what I am. I'm looking on the clock at the wall. Oh, my goodness. It's a big clock, isn't it?
Huge.
And that means it's time for...
It's Odd News.
It's Gina Renee. All right, this first story comes to us out of Hillsboro, Oregon. It's a group of bakery bandits. Do you like donuts?
No.
Oh man, I love pastries. I love all things, all baked goods. So I thought maybe we could bond on our eating. But
Oh wait, I got to help you right now because now that we're on television too.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm gonna do a little thing here. I'm gonna get up. I'm getting up right now.
Yes.
I'm walking behind Gina, right?
Yes.
She's on there. Hold your script like this.
This?
Right now, so I can see better your face.
Okay, there we go. Okay, so there has.
Oh, see, now you look pretty.
Now I look better. I'm not looking off to the side.
Yeah,
Doesn't look like I'm having a stroke.
Yeah,
my eyes are open.
You look like Barbara Wawa.
No. Older or younger? What are you trying to say,
No,
Dominic?
no,
We're going
you
back to
look-
the age thing
You
again?
look good. You look good. Go
You're in
ahead.
trouble. Okay, so there's some bakery bandits. They're going through this town, this neighborhood, and they're taking donuts, yogurt, potato salad, maple bars, and other food items for the last 6 weeks and just smearing them over cars and just playing supposed pranks, but it's causing a lot of destruction. And that's something that this one officer said, in my 25 years of police service, I've never investigated or seen a criminal mischief involving pastries. So I just thought that was pretty funny. The first thing I thought of when I thought, what a waste. I love donuts. Don't smear them on the car.
See, I like them once in a while. Like, I remember when I was taking my mom when she was sick, I had this tremendous urge for coffee and donuts.
Mm-hmm.
And my mom wasn't making coffee, and my housekeeper made horrible coffee. And I drove to a Krispy Kreme. They had a drive-through.
Mm-hmm.
And I ordered, I wanted donuts. Okay.
What do you like, raised or cake?
I don't like cake.
Okay, I like cake.
So glazed I like. So,
Okay, so.
I ordered all these donuts, and then I got in the car, and I ate like one of them, two of them, and that was it. I don't eat donuts again for another year.
Yeah.
You know, it's like
you can overdo it.
That's the way I feel with things. It's like come on, 2 donuts. But my sugar levels, I could fly, and then I crash. I found what I found. Something weird's been happening to me. After the show, I've eaten a lot of chocolate, and then right after the show, I get tired.
Right.
And part of it is because you shouldn't eat a lot of chocolate because
you need protein.
Sugar, yeah.
Protein will keep you going. Okay, are you a Beatles fan?
How could I not be a Beatles fan?
Some people that,
I gotta tell you, I love them all. Let's see this: Paul, John, George, and Peter Best. Isn't that it?
I think you might be missing someone with 2 R's.
Oh, okay.
But anyways, in Los Angeles, this is an ironic story.
Okay.
A tree that was planted in Los Angeles to honor the former former Beatle, George Harrison, has been killed.
By Beatles?
By Beatles.
No.
Yes.
By Beatles?
By Beatles.
Beatles killed a Beatles tree?
Yeah, it's at the observatory there, and the Griffith Observatory. Have you ever been there? Because I have not been there. I've always wanted to go.
Yeah, I've been there because
it's supposed to be pretty cool. But there's a lot of trees planted there, and a bunch of trees.
It's a brick building. Cool. Take me to a casino. Go ahead.
So, anyways, the whole park has been infested by beetles, but this is the irony police, and so they're saying, it did grow to be. It was a pine tree. The pine grew to be more than 12 feet tall, but before it succumbed to the infestation. And let's see, the last one I want to do is the final story.
Finally.
This one I think you'll enjoy again because I picked these specifically for you.
Well, I appreciate it.
I always think of you when I'm doing this. Husband creates spreadsheet of wife's excuses for refusing to have sex with him.
Yes. I just want to point out to all you women out there that refuse to have sex with your husband, it's in the Bible. It's a wifely duty. And Dr. Laura, who I love, says women, you just got to close your eyes and pretend. I mean, truthfully, it's the guys doing all the work. I mean, unless if you do it my way.
You're doing it wrong.
You're doing it wrong.
No, but a frustrated husband who created... He created the spreadsheet because here's the actual spreadsheet.
Oh, wow.
He definitely did his homework, so to speak. But they were a young couple too. That's kind of odd, like 26, 27 years old. So anyways, he tells her, he puts this little spreadsheet together every day of what her excuses were. And they were like, I'm watching a television show and it was a rerun that she'd seen before. Or I feel gross. I'm sweaty. You're drunk. I'm drunk. It's all these things. And I just thought it was a terrible way to communicate to your spouse that you want some affection.
It's totally a horrible way. So, I was raised to think women hated sex and men do like sex. Gina, here's the question. Do you...
No.
Oh, we're out of time. Okay, well, we'll get to that. That's going to do it for today. Till tomorrow for Gina, Dominick Brascia.
Good day.
Good day. And remember, you can't hate somebody if you're hugging them. Take care. God bless. See you tomorrow.